Sorry, I have to wipe my tears. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is coming to Dragon Ball Legends, and this guy is probably the best thing ever, and you should probably summon if you have Chrono Crystals, but we're gonna go through the basics should you summon. So we're gonna talk about what you should consider, his kit, and then whether I think it's worth it for you guys to summon or not, and also if I'm going to be summoning or not. Let's get into this. Okay, so before you go into summoning, you might want to consider these things. Right now we're in March and the anniversary is 2 months away, basically a month away. It starts at the end of May, so let's say 2 months. You might be more interested in something more valuable then, so you might be inclined to save your Chrono Crystals. And I'll just tell you in advance, to get the max potential out of this Goku, you need to run him on DAIMA. So if you have no investments on DAIMA, you're just not going to get the most out of him, but he will still be insane because he's just insane. Next up, you got to think about your Chrono Crystals. I have no Chrono Crystals. You might have no Chrono Crystals. So even if you did summon with that small amount of Chrono Crystals, will you even get him? Probably not. So you might want to just skip. But that's completely up to you. You could also wait. Of course, everybody's going to be hyping this guy up, not just for his looks, but his kit. So you might want to just wait until maybe a week or two, or maybe the last day his banner's available, so that you can decide whether it's actually worth it for you. And you could also see what's going to come out in the near future, which could be more to your benefit. So patience is important. I don't have anything else to say beyond that. Those are the main points. I'm really just upset right now. I'm going to do this whole video like this. Yeah, that's everything. Let's get into the kit. Here are LL Super Saiyan 4 Goku's abilities, right? He's blue. I'm going to tell you that off the rip. He's blue. He's a melee type, naturally. Here are his tags. Son Family, Saiyan, Super Saiyan 4, DAIMA. Episode DAIMA is the DAIMA saga. You know, bro. Here are his Z abilities. Base strike, attack, and defense. And once you get to 4, DAIMA, Son Family, and Saiyan base strike, attack, and defense. And 13% to tag DAIMA max base health. More HP for DAIMA. You get that at 6 stars, by the way. Just letting you guys know. Going into the strike arts, we got blast armor on the strike arts. On the blast arts, he's gonna get key every single time. On the blue card here, he nullifies blast arts, so anti-blast doesn't work on him. You might have already noticed that he's blue, so bye sell. But on top of that, anti-blast is not gonna work when he pops his blue, so he's just gonna go through. You know, that's tough. If his unique gauge is full, he's gonna reset his own unique gauge to 0, and these effects will happen, so he can get 70% gauge back, which is insane. He's gonna get 80% special move damage for free time accounts, which is insane, and you'll see why that's insane as we go further down. He nullifies unfavorable element factors for free time accounts, so he's gonna go type neutral, which is insane. But if his unique gauge is not full, he's only gonna get 40%, which is still crazy. Some people just get that as a base, so he's really the next level. We got the green card here. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Randomly draws 1 new card. Restores health by 15% and ki by 40. Charges unique gauge by 20%. Plus 20% to damage inflicted. Typical good stuff. We're going to get to his unique gauge later. Inflicts all enemies with substitution count 3 up when he hits his green card. So it's the charging forward type, my bad. It has blast armor and you can change everything. It's a grab. It's a grab. Ultimate arts here, also quite insane. Supreme impact damage, so that's the highest that you can get. The following effects occur upon activation. 50% damage inflicted, which can't be cancelled. Nullify endurance, that's standard. Type neutral as well. And cancels attribute upgrades and buff effects. So he's gonna hit you in the purest form, and he's also gonna nullify blast arts here, which is crazy, just like the blue card. So he's just gonna go through. Bye sell. We got the main ability here. He's gonna draw the ultimate. He's gonna get HP and ki, which is standard. Restores vanish 100%, 40% strike damage, and 60% on ki recovery with 20 time accounts. So the ki recovery is gonna be going up faster, but you don't just get ki off rip off the main. Well, you do, but like not this bit. That's what's to note. So this is 50 ki you get, but this isn't an extra 60 ki. This is 60% to the recovery speed when you're charging or standing still, and then cancels own attribute downgrade and abnormal conditions. Next, we got the unique ability. Now this is where it gets crazy. 280% off rip, 280% damage inflicted off rip. The power creep is already hitting. Reduces damage received by 70%, reduce impact damage received by 20%, so he's gonna be way tankier. Stuff's going up. Key recovery here 40%, card draw speed, lower cost, The typical stuff, but there's a lot going on as well because the unique gauge charge rate nullifies on type. He goes type neutral basically for the damage that he's receiving for the first time account, and it can't be cancelled, which is crazy. Applies attribute upgrade shorten substitution count by 1 to tag DAIMA allies. Yeah, everybody's gonna have at least 9 as long as they're DAIMA allies, you know, not 10 when you switch out. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. So he's gonna get a card on entry, which is nice if he has 3 or fewer, so that's like every time. He's gonna get health 15%, key as well, so health, key and cards is like the best triple you can get. HP is actually insane though. Applies the buff effect, nullifies enemies action, enemy special cover nullification. I hate reading the way they write. They could just write cover nullification for 10 time accounts, but yeah, he gets cover null for 10 time accounts on entry. Reduce enemy Dragon Ball, which can happen 3 times. He seals all main abilities. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 15%. All of these cards, basically every card, bro. Strike, blast, blue card, ultimate awaken. He's doing everything. He's doing everything. Now here, if he is last stand, if there are 2 defeated battle members, he's gonna draw another ultimate, so he can get 2 ultimates in the game. He's a great last stand unit. Restores own health by 50%, which is crazy work, by the way, because he's already gonna be restoring every entry. So it's actually going to be 65 when he comes back in and becomes last stand. Increases own art card draw speed by 1 level, which is actually crazy as well. So he's going to have crazy draw speed as a last stand. And applies the buff effect. He can't get his card destroyed for 10 time accounts. He's also going to go type neutral permanently when he's last stand against damage sustained, not offensively. He's also going to reduce enemy vanishing gauge to 0%. So he gets a free ultimate basically. Vanishing gauge to 0, and he's gonna get no switching, so they can't switch out unless they have a main ability that can give them their vanish back, or like a green card that does quickly. They're pretty much gonna get free of an ultimate. It needs to be 100% too. Yeah, the time to do that is very, very minimal. The following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy art attack while this character is on the battlefield. So every time he is hit, shortens ally sub count by 1, so it can go down 4 times. So for the first 4 arts card, the combo will be reducing the sub counts for him, which is crazy for the allies, so they can get out. Activation counts reset after switch, so it's gonna be all game basically. The first 4 times when you switch out, switch back in, you know. Seals 1 enemy card slot up to 1 simultaneously, so it's only 1 time. You know how Vegeta, he's meant to be freeing up cards? If that 1 card is his green card, that's not getting freed. The sealed cards can't be used for 10 time accounts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 30% to key recovery for 10 time accounts. Here, the following effects occur when ally is hit with an enemy art attack while this character is on standby. So this is when your teammates are being hit and Goku's on standby. For the first card, he's going to cancel buff effects, which is quite insane. So if an ultimate hits, buff effects will be cancelled, which is interesting. Inflicts all enemies attribute downgrade minus arts card draw split. Like they basically get 1 level down for the first card that they're hit, and this can reset when he enters the battlefield. So it's like a buff cancellation that doesn't occur while he's on the battlefield. It's on the sideline, and it's based on your allies getting hit, which is interesting. But some buffs apply after the fact of the first card, you know, so it sounds insane, but it might not be as great as you think it is, but it's still going to be super useful. Here, seals enemy art special move arts when enemy activates auto counter or evade counter while this character's on the battlefield. So basically G4 UMV, that's tough, you know. Blue cards get sealed so you can't combo straight away. Specifically for UMV, that's a big help, you know. Sealed arts can't be used for 5 time accounts. Activates twice, only twice though, but still. Here we got unique ability 2. We're gonna have here the strike and blast cover change. The strike and blast cover change is insane. Knocks enemy back to long range if cover change is performed against strike and blast, like I said, and this can activate 3 times. But just be mindful that if you cover change with Goku and they do a blue card, right, that still counts as 1 activation. So even though you didn't get the cover change, it still counts as activation. Yeah, combos blue cards. Applies the following effects when an ally is inflicted with no switching. If your teammate gets no switched G4, let's say with explosive green, if your teammate gets hit with no switching, he's gonna heal and your allies will heal, so everybody gets a heal, so just to help you survive that bit longer, which is nice. Here applies the following effects to self every 30 time accounts elapsed from battle start, which is quite crazy. So after 60 time accounts, he'll have 20% more special move damage. His special move will be cheap as well, so this is like Ultra Gogeta blue. Critical and unique gauge charge rate. Then here's his unique gauge, right? So slightly charges on unique gauge every time you use the arts card while on the battlefield, similar to Ultra Super Gogeta. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. Draw a special move arts card, so you're gonna get a blue card, activates once. Activation count reset after switch. So he's going to get a blue card pretty much every time, but not if he's last stand, because then he won't be able to switch. Restores health by 20% and ki by 50. So the blue card's always going to be able to go off. Here, restores own unique gauge to 0 and applies the front effects and stuff if the character uses a strike or blast arts when unique gauge is full. So it's more like actually fusing Goji to blue, but just not for any card, pretty much like blue cards as well. Randomly draws 2 at most new cards when you have 3 or fewer. He's going to get more ki there, damage inflicted, and he's also going to get cover no, and his cards won't be able to get destroyed. So his combo potential is going to be insane. And then here, he's going to get indestructible if there's 2 other DAIMA members. So it's what I was talking about earlier. Cannot be defeated to self, which is quite important. You know, just bear that in mind. And it's until the combo's finished. There's pros and cons to that depending on what the meta is looking like. And here are some just like cancel on attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for 10-time accounts. You know, nullifies it. He's also going to destroy all enemy cards when the indestructible pops, and then restores own health by 50% after that. So there's a big heal as well. Very insane kit. I know I spent a lot of time going through it, but that's because it's just that insane. It's just that insane. Now, should you summon for this Goku? Yes. Even if you're not running DAIMA, honestly, yes. If you have no CC, honestly, yes. The only thing you lose out on if you're not running him on DAIMA is the fact that you won't get the indestructible. But boohoo, offensively, he's him. He's that, bruh. Defensively, he's going to be type neutral almost all game. He's that, bruh. Last stand, he's going to be a problem because he's that, bruh. If you have the CC, if you don't have the CC, summon for this guy. He will change your life. If you get 1 copy of him, he will change your life. The only way he will not change your life is if they just fumble his stats. And honestly, the likeliness of that is very, very low. The likeliness of that is very, very low. I don't think I said it earlier, but what showcases if you're still concerned? But I think he's the one. We've had a lot of balanced units in 2025, but this guy here, even Cell, I was saying, you know, he's crazy, but he's not for everybody. But this guy, I feel like he's just for everybody. You lose out on indestructible if you're not running him on DAIMA, but he's still gonna be insane. He doesn't lose out on anything else pretty much, maybe just some sub count reduction. So I think he's just a green light. Just go for it. If you can get him, you're gonna be happy, bro. I've got 1k CC and I'm still going for him. And am I summoning? You just heard me, bro. Unless you have listening problems, I'll say it again. I'm going for him and I have 1k CC. They're gonna give out 1k CC for free. There's probably gonna be a raid, TOP resets, and then we roll the dice. 1 rotation, we pray. Hopefully I get him. I advise you guys go for him as well. Even if his kit is somehow trash after the fact, even if he has the worst stats in the game, I'd still want to go for him. Did you see that legendary finish animation? What? Come on, dog. They had me crying at the start of this video. They had me crying in the reveal. And I don't even be crying. So I guess we going for it. I don't have anything else to say. I think I said everything that's been needed to say. And I think you guys will feel the same way. It's a shame that they baited us. Not everybody. Some of you guys survived. And shout out to you guys. But I was committed to DAIMA. So Vegeta getting me is like, whoa. Like, it's not even like I got baited. I still want Vegeta. But this Goku just overlapped, you know. Not everything can do that this year, and it just so happens that they did it with this Goku. So timing is crazy, but they did it. They did it, man. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is ZAKASHI, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.